All right, welcome to today's Blender Challenge. This is what we are attempting to make today. A little animation with an animated Rubik's Cube. Apologies, I seem to have deleted one of the little cubes. It's very frustrating. But this is what we're attempting to try and make. I don't know how far we'll get in about 5 minutes, but we'll see. So I'm not going to save this. We'll start with a cube. We'll add in Shift-A, a mesh. And again, I'm going to go really fast for this because I'll record the video and you can pause it and go at your own pace. It's all about building up our confidence with the keyboard shortcuts. So S, but we're going to use Control for the modifiers today, which locks it to the grid. So we'll make a nice big plane. That's going to be our table. And then we'll have this cube here. And GZ, hold down Control and just bring it above the plane like this. Right, before we go any further, we're going to introduce collections because we want all the little cubes within our Rubik's Cube to be inside a collection. So I'll right-click over in the Scene collection and add a new one. We can call it Rubik's Cube, or I'm just going to go for Cube. There it is. We're going to switch straight away into rendered mode so that we can add in some materials. And we're going to move that cube into this collection. Right, let's set up our materials. You can choose whichever 6 materials you like, but I'm going to go with the Rubik's Cube that's in front of me, and I'll just label... Ooh, I can't even spell orange. This isn't a good start. Label all of these, change the base color to something orangey, make a new material slot, add a new material, rename it, I'll call it white. I don't need to assign them yet, I'm just going to make them all. There needs to be 6 slots, 4, 5, 6. Each slot has 1 material. We need green. It really helps to label your materials, especially if you ever end up importing them in or exporting them into something else. My Rubik's Cube has got a blue. So double click to rename. What else do we have? Oh, there's a yellow. Let's add a new material. And it's yellow. And rename. Lovely. Oh, and there's a red down at the bottom. Let's see. Make it red. Double click to change the name. Great, so we've got 6 materials, but actually I'm going to add a 7th, which is going to be black. For this, I'm just going to change the brightness right down, and that's the one I want to apply to everything for now. So I'll press Tab to go into edit mode. A, maybe twice to select everything. There we go. A, everything is selected. And assign that black texture. Next, with everything selected, I'll press Control and B for a bevel, and I'll wiggle my mouse until it bevels, and I just want it to kind of smooth the edges a little bit, like that. And now I can start painting. Now this is when it really helps to have something in front of you. I'll press 3 on the keyboard, so I can select a face, and I'm going to assign that to yellow, and then this one to red, and the one on top to green, like that. And I don't really know what the other sides are going to be. I'm going to ignore them and leave them black for now. Then I want to duplicate this lots of times. So I'm back into object mode by pressing Tab, Shift D to duplicate, but hold down Control, and it moves it in its grid. So that's nice. Shift D, Control, drag across. I've got 3 blobs down at the bottom. Great. Hold down Shift to get these. Shift D, Control, Shift D, Control. There we go. We've got the bottom of the Rubik's Cube. However, the colours aren't right. Because when I twizzle this round, I need all of these to be white. So let's go into edit mode by pressing Tab. Select the face we want. Assign the material. It's really good practice here. You've got to keep toggling between edit mode and object mode by pressing Tab. You've got to assign different materials to each selected face. Really good practice to build up your fluency in Blender. Oh, what's this next one? Twizzle the Rubik's Cube around. This one is orange. There it is. Assign it. Tab to go into object mode. Tab to go into edit mode. Click to select. Blah, de blah, de blah. You get the idea. How are we doing for time? 4 minutes. I'm running out of time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to animate it, which is really sad. I'll just make the video a little bit longer. Oh, I didn't assign it. Serves me right for trying to speak and think at the same time. Right, let's select all of these. Notice how all of these cubes are inside the collection. So I can right-click on the collection and select all of them at once, which is great, because now I can Shift D, hold down Control. Can't put it where I want, so I'll press Z and then hold down Control, and then Shift D, Z, hold down Control. Oh, it almost looks like a Rubik's Cube, except for the bottom is black, and I don't think it should be. The bottom should be blue. So I'm just going to press H with the ground plane selected, and then I'll have to quickly go in here and apply all of these to be blue. Remember, you've got to keep toggling edit mode and object mode. I wish that there was a way to do this more rapidly. If you find one, let me know. Here we go. And forgot. I think I just applied the wrong color to the wrong thing. Oops. That's going to look glitchy in the animation. Never mind. Blue. We can always fix it later. And it is actually possible to cheat with this Rubik's Cube. I run Cubing Club on a Thursday lunchtime, and I can't solve a Rubik's Cube to save my life. People come in and they solve it in about 10 seconds. I'd love to be able to do it, but I've never invested the time. There we go. We have a Rubik's Cube. To bring back the thing we hidden, Alt and H should bring it back. Now for the fun bit. I want this to become slowly solved. I'll move the light up. There we go, something like that. 0 on the numpads to get the camera. Click on the outside and Shift and the little tilde thing to the left of 1 goes into Minecraft mode, where you can do WAS and D or Q and E. There we go. Let's adjust the camera. Something like that. So that's how I want my animation to finish. I don't want to go on for 250 frames. Let's maybe go for 60 frames. That'll do. Let's go to the end of the animation. So I'm holding down Alt and scrolling my mouse wheel to go to the end. Lovely. And then all of these cubes, right-click, select them all. I need to remember their position at the end. So with the mouse over the things I want to control, that's I to insert, Lock Rot to remember where they are. Now I'm going to go back in time. Alt and mouse wheel to go back 10 frames. Let's select some of these. Shift and click on all of these. Oh, I think I clicked on the wrong thing. Never mind. Right. R for rotate. Z to rotate around the Z axis. Hold down Control. And there we go. And I want to remember the location and the rotation of all of the cubes, not just the selected ones. So right click on the collection, select the objects, I, Lock Rot. And then we've got it. Look, it should remember. Oh, but look, it kind of glitches and it goes weird because they're all kind of rotating not right. So when we do the rotation, I'm going to have to Control Z to undo this. They should rotate around not their individual origins, but the bounding box center, I think. Don't really know. We'll see. Try again. That's the center of rotation that we want them to rotate around. Can we insert Lock Rot now? Does that work better? It's a bit better. Let's try again. Right, this time I'll do the bottom ones. And you get the idea. You just have to select them. There we go. Rotate them. RZ 90. Enter. I Lock Rot. And then hopefully we'll have an animation. You can spend some more time doing this properly, where the Rubik's Cube goes round and looks quite fun. If you want, you can add on a render environment. So if you go to, just search for HDRI downloads, and there's loads on Polyhaven that you can download. And it just makes your renders look really nice. How do you do it? So on the world texture, you can go the color, the little blob is an environment texture. You can open an environment texture, and the thing that you've downloaded from Polyhaven, like that, means that you can instantly have a really nice scene as a background. And you can do the same for like making this into a table whatever you like. All right, I'm going to stop because I've made it to 10 minutes. Really looking forward to seeing your Rubik's Cube animations. All the best. Bye-bye.